What's up, YouTube? I'm Robert, and you're watching the B1KER Bar Podcast. So talk to me about the clear coat that you put on the bike. Like, is there like different ones that you can use? Like, do you do something that's better than probably what's coming from the factory, or like, do you what's up? Is there one clear coat, or is there like different kinds, like different grades?
There's a million. Picture Mako paint jobs. You know what I mean? They probably do like one coat of like super cheap clear, because the clear is what makes the paint look good. Because like I said before, paint by itself is just this blah, like kind of a matte finish. It looks horrible. And if you have any kind of flake on it, any kind of sparkle in it or pearl, it doesn't look like anything until you clear it. Like the clear is what makes everything look good. And so, but with clear, you know, picture like on a cheaper bike, and not cheaper, like I don't want to make it sound like it's not good, but on just like a factory bike, you know how you can feel the logos? Like if you run your fingers over the top of it.
Yeah.
That's what they do, is they do whatever they're doing with the colors, and then they put like maybe 2 coats of clear on and then out the door. Now you come to kind of a nicer paint job like mine, and I do those first 2 coats of clear, cook it. When I get it out, I can sand it down again, and you can sand all those ridges out. Inherently, I'm sanding out dust nibs. You know what I mean? Because even with my hermetically sealed paint booth, I still get dust. You know what I mean? So you sand all those out, and then I can put 3 or 4 or 5, or however many more coats of clear on that I want. And you know those old, like, it's like, it seems like they're always on Mercuries, those old like really roundy type cars where it'll be black most of the time, and then the sun will come in and it's like got a little bit of red. It's like it's they like, the word to describe it is like a depth. It looks like the paint is like 3 feet deep. You know what I mean? That's clear. That's somebody has put in a bunch of time on the clear, and even after they put on their 5th or 7th coat of clear, then you do what's called a cut and buff. You get like 2,000 grit sandpaper, and you sand it all down, make sure, because there's orange peel inherently in clear. That's where your orange peel comes from, which is, you know, that kind of just the texture of a paint job. But if you sand it down, you sand like with flat sandpaper, just, you know, you picture it like it hits the tops of everything. So if you sand long enough, like it sands the tops of everything down to flat, and then you buff it up to where you just got this mirror shine. And so that's where a lot of the, you know, when you get $1,000 paint job on a bike, because I do all that kind of stuff. Like all my paint jobs have at least 5 coats of clear on them. I do them once, and then I sand off the edges and the dust nibs, and then I do at least 3 more. You know what I mean? Just because that's what makes them look the best, you know? And there's
does that make it like, is there something like, is there different grades of that? Like you could get one that's gonna take a rock strike better than the other one, or
excuse me. Yeah, there's different grades, because Mercedes has one out that's called ceramic clear, and it's supposedly a little bit harder. It won't take a rock chip. It's super expensive though. It's like probably 4 times as expensive as that I used House of Color, which is what show car guys use. You know what I mean? Because it's got the nicest finish, because that's what I'm after. Now, what I do after that, though, to protect against the rock chips, especially on mountain bikes, right, is I recommend the paint protection. And I've actually recently teamed up with InvisiShield.
With who?
So if InvisiShield, they're just one of those. They've got the, you know, computer animate, like cut out things where like everything's perfectly matched to your bike, you know. So if we paint your bike, if I paint your bike, like we can team up, and I can get you like $10 off one of their kits also. You know what I mean? So so we can go that way. But I highly recommend you protect your
so do you put that stuff on the bike? Do you put the stuff on the bike for them, or do you send it to somebody else, or you let the customer do that?
I usually don't, and just because you want to wait like 3 weeks after you clear to put that stuff on, because even though I cook it in my oven or whatever, there's still like, it's called outgassing. Like it still breathes for probably 2 to 3 weeks even after that. Mm-hmm. So you want it to be able to do that before you cover it, right? So in this,
so like
this
when
is
you
like
get
in a
your
perfect
custom
world.
painted bike, you should still wait a couple of weeks before you're out there riding around.
Well, that's in a perfect world. You know what I mean? Like if you put it on a week after or the day after, you could do it, but it might like kind of fog up the plastic a little bit or something. I don't know what it would do, honestly, and the plastic is permeable too. So I think everything would breathe through. But in a perfect world, if you're not in a hurry, yes, wait your 2 weeks and then put the stuff on.
If you like that, make sure you check out the full episode. And hey, do me a favor, before you take off, hit the like and subscribe.